You are 54 years old. You get the call on a Tuesday afternoon while you're sitting in a parking lot outside a dry cleaner. Not a text, a call. A voice you recognize from every television and every airport you've ever walked through. He says your name. Then he says he wants you to come to Washington. Then he says he needs an answer by Friday. You are a retired four-star general. You ran a combatant command. You controlled 80,000 troops across 3 continents. You have been in rooms where the decisions that shaped the next decade were made. You have given those decisions and lived with what came after. You already know what this means. You say you need to think about it. You don't need to think about it. You hang up and sit in that parking lot for 11 minutes. If it were me, I would have sat there much longer than 11 minutes. You have spent 36 years preparing for this exact phone call, and now that it has come, you are not sure you want it. You say yes on Thursday, but as the creator of this story, I don't think I would have said yes. You have a lot of courage. You are still 54. The vetting begins immediately. A team of lawyers you have never met arrives at your home with 11 banker's boxes. They go through everything, every financial disclosure from the last 10 years, every speech you gave for money, every board seat, every trip someone else paid for, every opinion you ever put in writing. It truly seems agonizing. Even I, the one writing this, am getting anxious. You fly to Washington for a medical evaluation. 3 doctors examine you for 4 hours. They check your hearing, your vision, your cardiovascular system, your cognitive performance. They are not checking if you are healthy. They are checking if you will survive the job. You sit at a small table in a large room. Senators sit above you on an elevated platform. For 6 hours, they ask you questions that are not really questions. They are statements. They are tests of loyalty to things you cannot always agree with. They are traps built to look like conversations. You answer carefully. Every word goes through 3 filters before it leaves your mouth. Can this limit your ability to do the job? You are confirmed 54 to 46. Lucky you. If it were me, I would have been rejected 99 to 1. Your family watches from the gallery. Your wife is smiling. You are thinking about something someone said in the 3rd hour of testimony. A senator leaned into the microphone and told you, without blinking, that he would be watching everything you do. You smiled back. That was the first lie of the job. You are sworn in on a Monday. By Wednesday, you understand that nothing you have ever done has prepared you for this. The Pentagon is not a building. It is a civilization. 23,000 people work inside it. The hallways run for 17.5 miles and are color-coded so you don't get lost. Your office is on the E ring. That's the outer ring, the one with the windows. It means something. Everyone here knows what it means. But honestly, as the scriptwriter, I don't know what actually happened. If you figured it out, I'd appreciate it if you told me in the comments. Your staff controls your calendar in 15-minute increments. There is no free hour between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. Every minute is assigned. The intelligence package arrives at 5:45 a.m. You read it before breakfast. Some mornings, it contains things that won't be in any newspaper for 6 months. It seems like a truly exhausting job. You control the largest military in the history of the world. 1.4 million active duty personnel, 800 bases across 70 countries, approaching $900 billion per year. You sign documents that move $4 billion before lunch. You think you are running this machine. You are not running it yet. You still know what is happening. You are 55. It happens in month 7. They tell you afterward that it always happens in the first year. Every secretary gets their real education the same way. Yours comes on a Thursday night at 11:40 p.m. There is an incident in a region you cannot name publicly. A unit in a position that doesn't officially exist has made contact with a force that shouldn't be there. It seems the 2 will not be coming back. 11 are missing. The chain of command is holding, but it will not hold past dawn without an order from you. You drive to the Pentagon. 14 people are in the room. Military advisors, intelligence officers, lawyers from the General Counsel's office, a representative from the National Security Council. Everyone is waiting for you to speak first. You ask 3 questions. What are our confirmed assets in the region? What is the extraction window? What is the risk to the 11 if we move now versus if we wait? You listen, you analyze, you consult. Then you decide. I would have resigned right then and there. You are back home by 4 a.m. You sit in your kitchen in the dark. By 6 a.m., 9 of the 11 are out. The other 2 are still unaccounted for. They will remain unaccounted for. No one says it directly. You understand what it means without anyone saying it. You pour coffee. You go back to the building. You do not tell anyone what is happening inside you. That is not the job. This is the part that is truly beyond comprehension for most of us ordinary people. You are 56. The situation that began as a regional flare-up in month 7 has not resolved. 2 allies are now involved. A third is threatening to get involved on the wrong side. 3 carrier strike groups are repositioned. 40,000 additional troops are forward deployed. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs briefs you every morning at 7 a.m., and every briefing ends with the same thing. Escalation risk is elevated. You sit in the Situation Room 3 times a week. The president is at the head of the table. You are 2 seats to his left. You advise, he decides. But the line between advising and deciding is thinner than anyone outside this building will ever understand. You authorize a strike package, 18 targets, infrastructure, command nodes, nothing civilian, according to the intelligence. The intelligence is the best in the world. The intelligence is also wrong sometimes. You know this because you've been on the other end of wrong intelligence. You know what it looks like when the smoke clears and the target was not what you ordered. You signed the authorization at 2:14 a.m. 16 of the 18 targets are confirmed destroyed. 2 are complicated. You will spend the next 4 months managing what complicated means in press conferences where you cannot say anything wrong. You are making the most consequential decisions in American foreign policy. You are doing it in rooms with no windows, on 4 hours of sleep, with information that is 60% verified and 40% estimated. Nobody outside this building knows that last part. You are 57. Something shifts. It always shifts. The war that was going to end quickly is not ending quickly. The coalition that was solid is showing fractures. An ally does something you told them explicitly not to do. A commander in the field makes a decision that contradicts your standing orders, and it ends up on the front page of every newspaper in the world. The calls start coming from Capitol Hill, not the friendly ones. The kind where a senator tells you that his constituents are asking questions. The kind where a committee chair tells you that a hearing is being scheduled, and it would be in your interest to cooperate fully. The White House starts calling too, not to support you, to ask you questions about the headlines, to find out whether the problem is manageable, to determine whether you are still the right person for the job, or whether you have become part of the problem. You have watched 3 secretaries before you go through this exact moment. You always thought, from the outside, that they handled it wrong. Now you are inside it, and you understand. There is no right way to handle it. There is only the version of wrong that you can live with. You give a press conference. You stand at the podium in the Pentagon briefing room. You answer 47 questions in 52 minutes. You tell the truth where you can. You decline to comment where you can't. The headline the next morning says, "You are on thin ice." The headline is not wrong. You are 58. The call comes again. This time it is not an offer. The same voice from that Tuesday afternoon 4 years ago is on the line again. He is careful with his words. He thanks you for your service. He says the country owes you a debt. He says that sometimes, in these situations, a change in leadership sends a message to adversaries that the strategy is evolving. He is telling you that you are being replaced. You negotiate a dignified exit, a formal ceremony at the Pentagon, a handshake and a folded flag, a statement from the president that calls you a patriot and a warrior. The statement is genuine. It is also the last thing he will publicly say about you. You walk out of the building on a Wednesday afternoon. You drove to a dry cleaner 4 years ago, and the world was one way. You walk out of the Pentagon, and it is a different world. You changed it. Whether the changes were worth the cost is a question you will spend the rest of your life calculating. Your driver takes you home. The motorcade is gone. It will be a rental car tomorrow. That night, you sit at the kitchen table, the same table where you sat at 4 a.m. when two men didn't come home. Your wife puts coffee in front of you without being asked. She sits across from you. She has watched this job take something from you that neither of you has a name for yet. She doesn't ask how you feel. She already knows. I experienced that feeling too when my 6-month term as school representative ended and someone else took my place. Though I didn't have a personal driver or even a girlfriend. You are 62. The world still calls you secretary, even though you have not been secretary for 4 years. The title follows you like a shadow. Think tanks want you on their boards. Universities want you to give lectures. Publishers want you to write a memoir. You do some of it. You are careful about what you say. Your clearances are gone, but your knowledge is not. And some of what you know, you are still not permitted to say publicly. You carry classified information in your head that you will carry there until you die. A journalist asks you, at a conference, whether the decisions you made were the right ones. You pause for 4 seconds. You say that every decision was made with the best available information and the best available judgment at the time. That is the truest answer you can give in a public room. In private, the answer is different. In private, there are 2 names you think about. The 2 who didn't come home on that first crisis. You have said their names to yourself, alone, every year on the anniversary.